Hey guys, this is Kysen here, and with me today are all the competition winners and Patreons on KysenKraft 5. Say hello everybody!
Hello.
Okay guys, so we are on the KysenKraft 5 server for the brand new launch here with the 1.14 update, and I thought I'd use this as a bit of an opportunity to talk you guys through my tips and tricks for starting a new Minecraft world on 1.14. So, no new surprises straight away in that you just need to get some wood. And what we're going to do here, we're going to get 3 logs to get us started. Now, what I would recommend is that you do this at sea level if possible. You see here I am at sea level. And the reason being is because what we're going to do is quickly make up a couple of early tools. And the first one is going to be a stone, or a wood I should say, pickaxe in order to get stone. And obviously if you're at sea level, it just means you have to go through less dirt to actually get down to the stone level. So with mining just a few dirt blocks, we get through to stone. And at that point, I recommend that you just mine 3 stone. So 1, 2, and 3 is enough. And there we are, we're in the Stone Age. And we can now immediately upgrade to a nice cobble pick, a nice stone pick. So at this point, I suppose what you really want to do is get yourself an axe. So you need 3 for that. You want a further 2 for another sword, and then another 8. So 3, 4, 5, and this of course will be for a furnace. Now realistically that's probably all the tools I should say that you need to get started. So what we're going to do is turn these 2 here back into sticks and make up 1 stone axe like that, and also a stone sword like that, with this here going into a furnace. That's pretty much all that we need. So now we can take our crafting bench, head off and explore, and that really is the initial start to the game that I would recommend. Just as I was saying that, I got brought on to my next point. If you can find coal early on, you absolutely... Oh my goodness, there's a skeleton right there. I was not expecting that. Alright, so we've got coal, we've got iron, there's a skeleton here. Can I kill him? I need 1 more hit, right? 2 more? Oh no! Oh, this is not a good start to the game. Okay, so once you get all of the things that you started out with from dying, obviously, hopefully you don't die in the first place, I highly recommend getting some coal, and if you get lucky like I did, you'll find some on the surface without having to dig down. I've come to a really interesting place here, guys. There are a load of cows here, and there's also some wood and other things nearby. So this, to me, is the perfect opportunity to place down that furnace that you got earlier, and start cooking your early game food. So at the moment we've got here, we can get 9 raw beef cooking up. Now, the good thing about why we do it here is because while that's cooking, I can go around and kill these guys. So I'm not wasting time, I'm being efficient. You know, 2 things are happening at once here. And obviously early game efficiency can be a little bit difficult, but this is probably one of the easiest ways to achieve that. And alright, you might not be saving a huge amount of time, but it's surely better than getting yourself stuck in a place where you have to just sit down, place loads of food and wait. Now I've got another 8 beef here, so it's worth me putting those in and putting in 1 extra coal. And of course I can take these 3 when that one cooks and regain all of my health in that way. So now what I'll probably do is just chop down some trees, because wood is something you're obviously going to need a lot of early on, and again I'm still chopping down things as I run past them. So I'm going to carry on with getting the wood and wait for that steak to cook up, and then we're going to move on to the next part of the video. Once you've found a place that you want to live, I recommend getting a very basic setup with some chests to store your items in, and of course like a furnace and a crafting bench. But more than that, what you want to do is get farming straight away, in my opinion. So you can see here I've managed to trap a cow down here. Now if I could get a second, that would be great, but if not, what I can do is just build around this for now and trap another cow in just a second, because I started a wheat farm as soon as I got to the area, because obviously they are very useful things to have. Well, that cow turned out to be quite tricky to trap, but he is now in there. We have 2 cows. I can sort the rest of that farm out later. The point is they are ready to breed, so as soon as I get another wheat I can breed them. Now often you'll find that, okay, we've got 2 cows here, but looking around there's plenty more cows in the area as well, and you have 2 options really. Do you try and trap as many of them as possible to get your farm off to the best possible start, or do you kill them and harvest their resources? Now it depends on a couple of things, including how much wheat you have. I'm just starting out here, so my wheat farm is pretty weak. However, if you've got lucky and found yourself a village on the way to wherever you're going, you might have quite a lot of wheat saved up and be able to breed a lot of them all in one go, which is a better longer term plan, because obviously then you're growing more cows and getting more going on. With what I've got here though, I think what I'll probably do is keep these guys and extend their farm and go around and kill all the others as I go around the area looking for other resources and things to harvest. You're going to want a bed pretty soon after you find the place that you're living at. And if you haven't got one already, then I recommend going off, finding the sheep and shearing them, because it only takes 2 iron and then you're not killing the sheep nearby. This is only a small point, but one that I thought was worth mentioning, as I know a lot of people do go and just kill the sheep. Now, of course, with the shears, not only is it just a couple of iron and you get as much wool as you want, but also you can use them on other things, and then you have decorational blocks and things too if you want them. Of course, the other good thing about having a bed is it will set your spawn point back to where you want to be. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is get some mining done. Now, depending on where you are, you might find yourself getting a little bit lucky and having either a cave entrance like this one here, where we can go down and see what resources there are, or potentially you might even find a ravine like we have over here. Now, this ravine here is kind of a surface ravine and probably more of a cave, but you can see sometimes these structures that go way down to the bedrock, or it's certainly down to very low. At the moment though, what we do have is a lot of surface iron that we can go and collect, but before we do any mining, I have a little tip for you. You want to get yourself some wood so you can make lots of ladders. I'm going to come on to why that is in just a second, but we're going to go into a very quick way to get your mine off to a very fast start early game. When it comes to making ladders, there's a bit of a quick calculation you can do. What I want to do is get rid of any sticks I've got on me, because this calculation doesn't factor in the amount of random sticks that you'll get dropping from the trees. But for each 1 log that you mine, you will get, of course, 4 planks from that. And if you spread that out, that gives you 8 sticks, which gives you 1 ladder and 1 stick left over. So basically, each 1 log equates to about 3 ladders. Of course, you've got a little bit left over, but if you're just quickly working it out, then you can, use that. So basically, if I go here, I want about 30 ladders. So what we'll do is, 30 planks. We'll turn that into sticks. And then we'll turn all of this lot here into ladders. Grab this as well. And we can spread these around in a second. But there you go, we've got 24 right there. And these here gives us 27. So almost the 30 that we were talking about. It's a rough guess and it works pretty good. Now I'd suggest that you need a bit more than that. So let's see here, if we make up just a few more, I want to go a little bit on the safe side. But this will give us plenty now. So here we have 48 ladders. Now the reason I say that is because what we're going to do is get to the lowest point that we can get to naturally, so we don't have to do any unnecessary digging, either through dirt or through stone, which is obviously going to be down in the cave here somewhere. Now, depending on how dark it is and how many mobs are around, you may want to... abandoned mine shaft. Now that's pretty useful. So you may want to alter this, but basically we can go like way down here, and we're taking a bit of damage, but this will be worth it in the long run. Of course, we've got quite lucky here, but the principle I'm about to show you will work from any height. So what you're going to do, once you've got to your lowest point, which for us is going to be here, we want to start digging down. Now, because we're a little bit sketchy in terms of where we're at, what I'm actually going to do is just dig a little hole in here and block ourselves in, because that way if there are any mobs around, then we're going to be protected. So from whatever height you end up doing this from, as I say, this will work from any height, here's what you want to do. Stand in between these 2 blocks and dig straight down. Now, it's debatable. You could just stand on 1 block and dig down to mine half the amount, and that is probably a little bit quicker. There is a risk that you'll fall into lava, albeit quite a slim one, so it's kind of up to you guys if you want to take that risk or not. However, there is a reason that I like to do a 2 wide, and I'll show you in just a second why that is. Let's just get down to a point where we can block this off, and then we can get onto that. So right now, we're on, let's see, y equals 12, so we want to get to y11, that's where I like to be. Now, once we're at Y11, we're going to get our ladders, and on one side, so let's say we choose this side, we're going to start laddering up, and obviously we can do this as we go, and go all the way up to wherever it is that we landed. Now here, for us, I nearly died, but we got to there. But of course, if you did it from higher up, then you'll be going all the way up to land, and I will extend this tunnel up to land later on off camera. But then what you can do is get back up once you're done mining, and then when you come back down next time, you can put either like a ladder in here or a sign in here, place a water block there, and you've got a water drop. So it's a way down and a way up early game that's pretty simple to do, and that's why I like to do the 2 wide thing. So right now I can get on with doing some mining, and I don't need to have a water bucket on me for next time. Well, look at that, there's a ladder. However, if you do have some spare iron to make a bucket, unfortunately I didn't because I'd made my tools and that and taken it all up, you can of course make the water bucket and take it down with you so I can place the water in, so next time I wouldn't have to come back down the ladder, I could come in the water bucket. So those are your options as far as I'm concerned in terms of your early game mining. So I need to do a bit of mining now, so I'm going to go and do that and then bring you in for a couple final tips. After your mining trip, you are of course ready to make all your tools and armor. So a couple little bits of information here, guys. If you are looking to make armor, a full suit of armor of any type is 24 ingots of that type. Now, the fastest way to make this, for those of you that haven't seen this before, is to place down the leggings first, like that. Then go ahead and place your helmet, and then your boots. It will look something like that, which means I can now make my leggings, my helmet, and my boots in one go, and all that's left is to fill in to make my chest plate, and there we go. I now have, of course, full iron, and I can put that on. Now, if you want to make all the tools, I've put here all the tools minus the hoe, because a lot of people just stick to stone hoes or just don't make them straight away. You need 33 ingots in total. So basically, if we go back to the crafting bench here, we can make up some sticks, but if you wanted right now, you could make up a pickaxe, a axe. Oh, alright, take a shovel. A little bit of lag there. And also you could make up your axe, like that. And your shovel, as I say. And finally, your sword. So everything apart from the hoe, all of that takes just 9 ingots. Now, if you want to make up the hoe as well, of course, you need 11. So here's the numbers once again as to all the ingots that you need, depending on what you're making. So that's it, guys. Some quick tips on how to get started here on Minecraft 1.14, of course done on the KysenKraft server, and if you want to join that, the link will be down in the description. Now, would you like to see another video like this, a follow-up on how to produce your base very quickly, how to get started quickly with whatever base you want to do? If so, let me know in the comments, and I will get that done for you. Of course, ask me any questions you might have as well. Now, if you like this video, guys, please do leave a like, and if you really liked it, please do subscribe for more, but for now, that's about all I have time for. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.